and bloodshed and Talibanization. Now, we have seen murder of Salman Taseer. My question to you and to the audience is, can we take out a similar demonstration as the mullahs and say, no, that is not Pakistan. This is not what we want. This is not what Pakistan was made for. Will you lead such a delegation and will the audience follow you?
I'm not sure how relevant that is to today's discussion.
I mean, if what you're saying is that you would like to see a demonstration like that, then I sympathize with you.
All right.
But am I leading a protest march? No, although I've joined in a few in the last month or so.
Okay, I'd really like this young woman here to have her say. And then we'll have one more question. That'll be it for today.
No. Hi, Bina. Hi, Mohsin.
Hi.
I'm a big fan of yours, and before I read your book, Maut Smoke, it became the book that almost every guy in my school recommended, every guy who ever I thought had experience with drug abuse. And I came to know it as sort of a junkie book before I read it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know if you knew that would happen in your book, that it would become, like Bina said, a cult novel. That's one question. And the other one is, I think both your books sort of exploit a stereotype. He's the Dara, he's the urban junkie out of a job, and the other guy in Reluctant Fundamentalist, I don't know if he's an Islamic zealot or not, but he does come off that way. So is this a theme that you intend to use in all your books, and is that why they become cult novels? Because the protagonists are someone that everybody encounters in their life or identifies with.
Okay, which one of those questions?
I'll do them very quickly, but I mean, as far as the junkie novel is concerned, I write about sort of the world that I see and what I see in it. And when I was growing up in Lahore, I saw a lot of hash being smoked, and I saw the flood of heroin that hit the city when the Afghan war was going on in the 1980s. Nobody had heard of heroin really in Lahore. I mean, people knew what it was. But by late 1980s, 1990, there were millions of heroin addicts in Pakistan. So I didn't set out to write, the junkie novel or whatever. I had a very close friend of mine who was a heroin addict, and it's not about that person, but it's a reality of our urban life. I think that novel. It's less that I set out to write something that I thought, this will become a cult book, and more that I was shocked that there weren't more books about this. Since so many people are drug addicts and drug users in Pakistan, why did it have such a small place in our fiction? It seemed to me. So, but again, I wasn't trying to remedy that problem. I was just trying to write about young urban life the way that I had seen it. And as far as the Reluctant Fundamentalist is concerned, about the banker, whatever, yeah, I knew plenty of guys who had left their corporate jobs, had a trajectory similar to Chingiz, and I wanted to explore that. Is that why my books, have found readers? I don't know. I think I don't sort of self-consciously go looking for topics in order to find readers. I look for topics that matter to me very much, and hopefully readers will come. So I guess I didn't set out to cultivate readers with these topics or think that these topics were going to be super popular one. Particularly the second one, because as I said, the first draft of Reluctant Fundamentalist happened before 9/11. Nobody wanted to know about this tension between this Muslim guy living in America. Then of course it became the whole world wanted to talk about this thing. But just because the whole world wants to talk about something and is talking about something, if it's important to you, I think it's still appropriate to say it. So that's what happened with those two books.
So you didn't set out to be the Irvine Welsh of Pakistan?
No, I mean, I didn't set out to be anything really. I write books partly because I like to tell stories and because I love making a world out of words and just imagining and playing make-believe, really. That's what being a novelist is, I think. But I also do it because when I don't write books, I wind up getting very upset and sad, and there's something about me that is unsettled that novels writing helps make more settled. So my books are not really crafted, for a particular target audience. They are crafted to let me live a happy life by getting out and expressing stuff that I desperately need to express.
I'm very sorry, that's all the time we have left for today, but maybe you can catch Mohsen out wandering around and ask him your questions, get him to sign your books. I want to thank Mohsen Hamid for
Thank you all.
participating and thank all of you for your patience. It's been a great panel. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.